Hello and good morning. This is a brief video on how to use the accumulation and reduction strategies and how to use them side by side on the same total cost analysis. First thing you're going to want to do is create a client for yourself. Make sure and enter all your client information, including property details if they have more than one property, any mortgages that you have knowledge of. Then go to your analytics screen. This is where you do your total cost analysis. The first thing you're going to do is make sure to select a property. In this case, I've got two properties. I'm selecting the top one because that's the one in question right now. Define a home appreciation. Usually over a 10-year period of time, it's pretty safe to assume about a 3% appreciation. A tax bracket for your client if you happen to know it. Your total cost months actually determines your total cost analysis in the middle here. And your mortgage plan years, these actually refer to the accumulation and reduction down at the bottom. So you'll want to make sure and set it out far enough so they can actually see a benefit from either an accumulation or a reduction account. So in this case, what I've done is I inputted the current loan, which was at $400,000 at 7.5%. Now this is an adjustable rate mortgage, so I made sure to enter all the adjustable rate parameters here. You'll notice that their current payment is $27.97. And what I've done is I've compared it against a standard 30-year conventional fixed, a 30-year FHA, which I'm going to put the accumulation strategy on, then a 30-year FHA with a reduction strategy. So you'll notice the payments are the same for programs 3 and 4 here because they're the exact same loan. I'm just going to show the client what they can do with his $363 savings in two different ways. So the first thing I'll do is our 30-year fixed loan actually saves us $317 a month. So we'll click on the 30-year fixed, and then we're going to define whether we're going to use an accumulation or a reduction strategy on this. For this case, I'm going to go ahead and use an accumulation strategy. Opening balance. This actually defines how much would be in that account to begin with. Now, it's usually going to be a zero unless you're trying to show that a customer is taking money out of another account in order to pay down a mortgage. So for instance, if you had their current mortgage is $450 and in order to refi into a conventional loan at $417, they need to pay down $23,000. So on their refinance loan that you're offering, you're going to have a zero opening balance. But on their current loan, you would put an opening balance of $23,000 and an interest rate so they can see what that money would otherwise have been doing in the bank versus putting into this new refi. In this case, we're not going to deal with that. We're going to actually just go with an opening balance of zero for all of our accounts here. And we're just going to be going forward from today's date. So on the 30-year fix, since we're saving them $317, go ahead and pop in an interest rate that you think you could probably get on a CD or money market account. In this case, I'm going to use 4%. And then we're going to put our monthly amount of $317 that we're saving our client by using this new proposed loan into our monthly amount here. Once you tab off the field, you'll notice it'll actually populate the figures down at the bottom here, and your payoff time will be lower. Your freedom point is now at 23.67 years. Now the freedom point is actually determined by when you have enough in your accumulation account to pay off the remaining note of the loan. So obviously at 30 years we'd have 220. However, in 23.67 years we'll have enough to pay off the remaining note of the loan. So you'll see that at 15 years we have $78,000 in this accumulation account. So another 7 years, 8 years beyond that, we'll actually have enough to pay off the note. So moving on to the next column here, the 30-year FHA. We're going to go ahead and show an accumulation on this one as well. We're saving $363, so we'll go down to accumulation and reduction. Zero opening balance, interest rate of 4%, just like the other one. $363 for the monthly amount. And now we've got a payoff in 22.83 years. Now we'll go to the reduction one. So we're showing the exact same loan, but instead of investing that cost savings of $363 into a CD or money market account, we want to show the client what would happen if they invested that $363 into a term reduction. So we go to accumulation and reduction. You want to click on accumulation versus reduction because you actually want to show them against each other. You're going to show this column against this column. Now you can actually toggle between the two to show which one you want. In this case, we're going to choose reduction. We're going to put in our monthly amount of $363. And once you tab off the field, you'll notice it populates this information. Obviously, there's no rate of return because this $363 is going straight into the principal. You'll notice that the loan balance is significantly lower after 15 years because in the accumulation version, we're actually setting the money aside into an account instead of putting it straight back into the principal. you'll notice that the net worth is substantially higher. Well, not substantially in this case, but it is higher in the reduction mode after 15 years, only because that money hasn't been put into the principal yet. Had it been put into the principal, then your net worth would be even, obviously. The one thing to note is that your freedom point comes faster. Using this reduction, 21.42 years instead of 22.83 years. Now, the part you're going to be pitching to your client is whether they want to actually do this 21.4 years in order to pay off the loan, or whether they would rather take the money that they've saved. This money in hand after 15 years is usually a bit brighter looking to your client than would be a reduction. So you want to show them next to each other and give your client an option. Do you want to go ahead and live out this loan and pay it down, or do you want to have liquid assets in your pocket? That's the basic gist of using accumulation versus reduction. The one thing that I didn't explain here is the adjust reduction with payments. This actually only applies to adjustable rate mortgages. What this assumes is that if you have a monthly payment of, let's say, $1,500 and you want to set aside a monthly amount of $500, you have a total payment of $2,000. If you check this box and you're doing an adjustable rate mortgage, as your adjustable rate mortgage payment goes up or down, the amount you're contributing to your accumulation or reduction account would go up or down to keep a solid $2,000 payment through the entire term of the loan.